Good Boy has just hit in theaters, and Shaun and I are back to review it and let you know if this dog deserves a treat or not. Shaun, I didn't know where I was going to go with that intro. I tried my best.
Okay, if that dog won't hunt, you can leave a comment below what you thought about Good Boy. Make sure and like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. And let's dive right into Good Boy.
So I do want to kind of take the lead on this one and kind of bring up some stuff about Good Boy. I went into this movie with very mixed expectations because of one movie. One movie that did me so dirty that it made me think that any movie that has a gimmick like Good Boy is probably not going to be as good as everybody says it is.
Okay.
And that movie is Skin a Marink.
Okay. I think that when I'm going into the movie, I was like, the issue with great premises is that they sell movies without having to have a quality film. Frozen on the chairlift. Right? That's a great idea for a movie.
It is.
Skin a Marink is a great idea for a movie. And that premise alone is enough to get you to go see the movie, right? But whenever you get there, it's like, oh, cool, well, they didn't back that up with quality. And that's why when I told Greyson, when we went and Greyson was like, do you think this is going to be good? I was like, no. And he was like, no. And I was like, I think it's going to be Skin a Marink with a dog. I'm happy it's not, though.
It isn't at all, and that's where we wanted to kind of dive into here. What you get with Good Boy is a super unique movie. It is a very interesting concept on how they do it, and I will say that if you go and see this in theaters, stay till the end of the film because you get a nice little treat on some behind-the-scenes things.
Yeah.
But Good Boy is a horror movie that is told from the perspective of a dog, and what is happening is that the owner is very sick. There's something going on with him. I think it's hinted that it could be cancerous.
Yes.
We're not quite sure.
Some kind of terminal illness.
But while it's going on, it is also hinted that there is a demonic force that is following his owner. And this whole movie is Indy, the good boy, trying his best to save his owner any way he possibly can.
And I think whenever you hear it, the first thing, when you see this on paper, it's like, oh, it's from the first person perspective of a dog.
Yes.
Thank God it is not.
It is not at all.
It's just our reactions, our emotions, our key responses are all from a dog level, and we see the dog on camera. The humans characters are there's only like 3 of them. They're very kind of hollow.
Yes.
And they do this clever thing where he's talking, our lead who's dying is talking to his sister in the rain, and you see and hear him outside of the car. And the rain is like mumbling their talk. And the only real backstory you get is like the guy, you barely hear the guy say, or the sister say, why are you going to Grandpa's house?
Yes, and you also get a text message from the sister asking, has it returned? Which is a double-sided question because you don't know if they are dealing with this demonic force and they know of it, or is it the sickness?
Yeah, and I think that's quality. And it's a short movie. It's only got an hour and 12-minute runtime. Even then, I think there's another 15 minutes to trim off of this.
I do agree. I will go in. This is where we can go ahead and get to the spoilers of this.
Yeah.
I do want to say one of the main issues that I had with this film is for some reason in this movie, they make Indy see the ghost of the previous owner's dog. And it is super awkward to me. It just feels so cheesy, and I couldn't get it out of my head of this dog telling Indy, hey, why don't you go check out that basement, big dog? Why don't you go down in there? I bet you can find out what's happening to save your owner.
And I did laugh a couple of times during the film because Indy is seeing weird spectral shadows.
Yes.
And while the movie is not the best, it's endearing and you're rooting for it, I feel like.
You are, for sure.
I want to put the quality on, if it was a YouTube movie that somebody just uploaded, it would be a masterpiece.
Yes.
Right? As a theatrical feature film, it's like, it's okay.
Yeah, I would agree. I think it is perfectly fine, but I also think that it would be really hard to make it any better than it actually was, without making it worse by doing so.
Yeah, and I think that's the most important thing that I try to think of critically is like, if I have an issue with something, like I want to have in my mind an alternative that would make me like it more, and I don't have that for this.
No, I came out of the theater with okay. It was nowhere near what I had with some of the other horror movies of this year.
Yeah.
And I think the reason why that is because of Indy.
Yeah.
This dog is so talented. I gotta tell you, this dog is the best. Every scene that this dog shows up in, which is 90% of the film,
He chews up.
he chews it up. There you go. There you go.
I didn't know if you were gonna say that.
I wasn't gonna say that, but I'm glad you did.
Oh, sorry.
But most of the time when you're with this dog, you have this sense of dread. You are scared for this dog, and it's because of how well they got Indy to do things in this film. They just do an awesome job at doing this the whole time.
I think like early from the beginning, it's as soon as you see the first 4 or 5 minutes, you can practically hear what I thought was a trainer being like, Indy.
Yes.
Because the best part about the production of this movie is, even though we know it was painstaking, from it's as easy as it could have been the way they went about making it. In that you probably overdubbed a lot of the VO, and the score helps a lot.
Which you have to do in any film that has an animal in it. That's just what you have to do.
Yeah, but it's very easy to mask the noises that were probably coming from the room that they were recording. And I will say, it's a very well lit movie.
It is. It is very well lit. I'll even give it this. I think that this movie has a really quality jump scare in it. One that I don't think I've ever seen before.
There's a reflection jump scare.
There's a reflection jump scare from the eye of a dog that is very well done. And I think the reason why it is so well done is because you don't expect that. That is a really unique way to pull off a jump scare and make it very effective. I didn't jump as hard as I jumped at that scene in Him.
Yeah.
But it was more of that was unnerving. That wasn't like, that was just super unnerving and really well done.
But going back to the runtime and some of the not so great things is that in that conversation of like, how do you make it better, and you really can't, this is a movie about you watching a dog stare at shadows.
It is.
For an hour and 12 minutes.
Which sometimes works and sometimes is kind of boring.
Yeah, yeah. And I think the runtime is the only real way to solve it. I don't know how much more interesting you're gonna make a premise like this.
Yeah, I think if this would have gone the route of Host and made it 50 minutes just flat, I think it might have jumped up a higher point than what it was at. But at that point, it's still 50 minutes of a dog growling, a dog whining, and you honestly fearing for what's going to happen to this dog, because nobody wants to see a dog get hurt.
Yeah, and obviously I felt no real danger for the dog, but I was like, they do lay a good, they do put up a good Chekhov's gun of, hey, there's fox traps out here.
Yep.
Luckily, it's not like a brutal clamp trap or anything like that.
It's not a bear trap.
Yeah, the dog's never like cut or anything like that. But there's like an escalation here where it starts out really great. We get a good spike jump scare, and then it is like a pretty repetitive, like the shadow's moving, this curtain's moving, there's a mud man over there, footprints on the ground. And they kind of just flatlines until the end.
It does. The ending is very solid, in my opinion. I did like the ending. I thought it was really cool to see Indy. There's a scene in the movie where you could tell this is Indy deciding, I'm going to save my owner, no matter what I can. And it does make you cheer for this dog. Because this dog does some really cool stuff to break free of the chain that he is on and get into the house to help his owner. And there's also a cool moment to where it goes from Indy running in to save the owner and then flipping over to the owner kind of being in control of the movie for a little bit.
Yeah,
it's very brief, but it's very effective.
I think it's good that was in there. I think it was just enough to like get it through the last 5 or 10 minutes, and you get a nice. I didn't cry or anything like that, but you get some nice poignancy at the end, and the kind of cut to black that's nice.
Yeah, it's an ending that about halfway through, I think everybody will say, that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I'm always scared of indie films because, to me, indies can get a little bit too up their ass.
They can. There are some indies that do that, but there are also indies that surprise you, and they're very good, and they're very quality, and they're better than what comes out in the movie theater sometimes. So I think that horror is a hard one because with indie films, you either get the thing you hate the most with a complete fade to black, you get nothing, that is it.
Think about it, audience.
Think about it, exactly.
Because I don't know what
Because the mind is more terrifying than what you see on screen.
If you say so.
But sometimes you get an indie film that really hits you hard and reawakens a genre, and you get to see some really cool stuff come from it.
Yeah.
So you're always rolling the dice with it. And I like that. That's what I love about horror. You never know what you're going to get.
Good Boy, to be clear, is neither of those.
No.
But it is a movie that knows that this is a ghost story with a dog as a lead character.
Yes.
And it doesn't try to be anything more than that.
And I hope that more people get creative with what they did with Good Boy and have more unique ideas and try to push the envelope. I think that's where I was going with the conversation.
Yeah.
Is I want more independent filmmakers to take risks like Good Boy and try to come up with these new and unique ideas. Granted, this is not the newest idea they've ever had.
Yeah.
It is, you're taking it from a kid's perspective and you're putting it into a dog's perspective with a demonic force. Mm-hmm. But it still turned out pretty good.
It's pretty solid. I think that this is going to not be a successful theatrical thing, but I feel like this is going to be something people talk about when it hits streaming. I feel like it could be, when it's like number 10 on Netflix or Shudder.
Whenever it hits Shudder, I think it will blow up,
yeah,
for sure.
I think
it should.
Yeah, I think people will talk about Good Boy.
I think this is a perfect October horror movie. I think it's a great October movie to watch, and you should go watch it, either in theaters or whenever it comes to Shudder. What do you give this, Shaun?
Good. I like doing the blind thing with you a lot. Okay. All right, I got mine. I'm going to hold my hands out.
Okay.
All right, I know what you're going to do.
Okay.
I know what you're.
You got yours?
3, 2, 1, look. Oh,
it's just one.
Just one. I love it when we disagree so huge.
It's not that huge of a gap. I think the reason why I give it a 7, it's because of Indy. And because I like the ending of the movie so much.
I hate dogs, so I give it a 6. But no, fun, good, solid watch. I don't know how often I'll watch it again, but I'm glad that I saw it.
Yeah, I want to watch this again with the commentary of the director.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
I want to sit back and I want to watch it, and then after I do the commentary, watch it one more time after what I know, just to see how it all pans out without it.
Yeah. Again, I think that I'm excited to see if Ben Leonberg and company follow this up with and see how their skills translate to something with more money if this is a success.
Yeah, it's an exciting time for this director, and I can't wait to see what they come out with next.
Yeah, so way to go. We're proud of you here at Carnage Candy. We should
if you ever see this.
We should start,
nice.
Dude. And then Rennie Harlan from Strangers.
He did what he could.
I love you. If you like this and you think we're good boys, you can go check out patreon.com/hangtime, where you can support awesome horror content just like this. If you like dogs, give me your favorite dog down in the comments below. If you haven't yet, make sure and like and subscribe.
Also, let us know what one of your favorite independent horror movies are. Maybe we can get some ideas on another video to do. Do a whole independent month.
That would be great.
Yeah.
But not as great as our review of Strangers, Chapter 2.
You can check that out right here and laugh as we rant about it for 40 minutes straight.
That's a long review.
Yes, it is.
It means the movie's bad the longer the video is. You could probably do.
How long do you think you can keep it there? It's like the Punisher.
No, don't. There's no grenade here.
Goodbye, everybody.